What's happening, folks? Action motherfucking Jackson, the motherfucking monk, once again here to worship with you at the Trill Temple. I need a motherfucker with an organ or some shit to play me in. David Smith, where you at? Shout out to my nigga David. Alright, so today we'll be talking about the Tetrad of Trill. Okay? So the Tetrad of Trill, these 4 points, I refer to them as 4 pillars of trillness, you know. And of course, I told y'all last time, trillness is basically authenticity to the level of the soul. So the deepest authenticity you can embody, basically. And this Tetrad of Trill, these 4 pillars, will help you to embody your soul and your authenticity to the fullest. Okay, so let's get to it. It starts with your beliefs. Your beliefs are pretty much your thoughts about yourself. How do you think about yourself? Of course, you want to think about yourself in a positive light. However, most people have been trained to think about themselves depending on their situations or depending on how other people think about themselves. Okay, so most people run around with shitty beliefs, of course, and these beliefs play out in ways that hinder the expansion of the individual and pretty much shut down the expression of the soul. For example, most people are scared to look like fools on the dance floor. So instead of getting out there and being silly and having a good time and expressing their spirit, they just fucking play the fucking wall. Like a fucking wallflower. I've been there. I done that. Kicked that shit to the curb because I started to believe myself to be something else. I don't know what. That was a long fucking time ago. So I really couldn't tell you how I overcame that. I just fucking did. Okay? So the first step is change how you believe. Change your beliefs. Change how you think about yourself. And not just yourself, about your surroundings, about your situations, about your relationships, about the people near you and around you. Okay? I'm not going to get too in-depth with it. I'm trying to keep these motherfuckers under 10 minutes, honestly. So, let's see. The next step is, the next pillar is your ego. Most motherfuckers, man, they be vilifying that shit. But in reality, your ego is the tool you use to create your own unique experience on this plane of existence. This plane of existence being Earth. So if you didn't have your ego to keep you separate from me, we would be living the same exact fucking life and that kind of shit. And that's not why we came here. Okay? So the thing about the ego is most people, theirs is weak as fuck. And it started from childhood when a larger ego or a bigger energy, a bigger person told them or told you, told me, told whoever something, and it penetrated our boundaries. Instead of saying no because we didn't want to, we said yes because we were scared of the consequences of the outcomes of what would happen if we didn't say yes. And a lot of that comes from our parentals, you know, you don't want to disappoint your parents and that kind of shit. Man, fuck all that. I didn't have that issue. I was ready to defy and disappoint. And that's because my father had a strong ego. So I learned my individuality and my uniqueness and my confidence, my strength in my uniqueness from my father. Of course, I had to turn that back on him, but I expanded for the better of all of us. So it's all good. So your ego is who you are, and you need to have strong enough boundaries to be who you are. Otherwise, you're living someone else's life. Somebody else is dictating what you do and the results of your experience. Okay? The third pillar, the soul, the higher self, the non-physical. At this point, once you got your ego down pat, you want to start to understand that you are not your ego. So you do all that shit to get your ego tight, and you're like, fuck that shit. It's not like fuck that shit. It's more like your ego is a child, and your soul is the parent. Okay? So once again, The soul is the non-physical, the infinite energy flowing through everything in existence. What's animating me right fucking now is the soul, the formless. And at this point, you are starting to identify as the formless, as the infinite soul, more than with the ego, the finite ego. Because before you were ego, before you was the personality self, you was the soul. Before before any of this existed, we existed as the void, nothingness. The soul was just infiniteness. And now we're compacted into these bodies, and we only see ourselves as these bodies, so we only identify with ourselves as these tiny, tiny bodies, when we are truly this infinite energy that created the whole fucking universe. So you have to start to ingrain that in your mind, that you are so much more than this. And that's the third pillar. So then we get to the fourth pillar, the final pillar, ego, soul, integration. So this is when you start to do the motherfucking monk shit, basically. This is when you start to consciously project your soul through your ego. Okay? So the message of the soul is always going to be the same. Harmony, love, happiness, that kind of shit. Now, how you decide to present that to the world depends on your ego, your personality, how you've experienced life, and how you deliver messages. Like right now, this is the soul expressing through Alonzo Jackson. The soul expressing through the ego, the personality of Alonzo Jackson. It's carrying all my knowledge, all my likes, my dislikes, all my I don't know where the fuck I was going. But it's carrying all this shit that I've picked up through my life, and it's using that to help me to spread the message of the soul. Of course, some people might not like my ego. Some people might not like black skin or brown skin. Some people might not like beards. Some people might not like that I say fuck all the time. But it doesn't fucking matter, because this message is going to hit the motherfuckers it's supposed to hit. Okay? And that's because I express it in pure authenticity. It's gonna be motherfuckers that's like, I got chills from this shit. And it's gonna be motherfuckers that's like, ugh, why you gotta cuss so much with they bitch ass? But it's okay. Because right now, I'm focused on the motherfuckers that's like, wow, this is exactly what the fuck I've been looking for. And that's because I fully allow my soul to express through my ego, unadulterated, unfiltered, because my ego was strong enough to keep other motherfuckers from dictating who the fuck it was. Shout out to my dad once again. I'm going to have him on the show. I think he's going to be my first guest. Okay? So once you get to ego soul integration, that's when you can really start to present who you are as a brand and that kind of thing. And that's what the motherfucking monk is. That's what this shit is right here. Fly cool. You some motherfucking monk. You know? This is me expressing my soul through my ego. Just like this. So, that is the Tetrad of Trill. And I think that's about it. How much time we got left? 8:26. Yeah, we good. Oh, as far as the Tetrad of Trill goes, I'm putting together a program, I guess you could say, a course. Like, you can get it. I'm not going to really be teaching that shit live, but it's going to be like videos or some shit. And it's just going to help you to really dial in on that whole process so you can shine like the motherfucking sun. Stay tuned. I'm going to drop more about that. I'm actually almost finished creating it and shit. I just got to do some other shit. I don't fucking know. If you stick around, you'll fucking hear about it again. So, that's it. I ain't gonna hold you. You know, real church like hours and hours long. 10 minutes is good enough for me though. So thank you for tuning in and tuning up. I'll catch y'all next time, man. You have a dope ass day. Peace. I don't know why that's just the boom doom. Peace.